1832, St. Petersburg. Thousands of people stand in the city's central square. In front of them rises a massive stone column weighing more than 750 tons. No modern cranes, no engines, no electricity. Now they are about to lift it. Everything depends on ropes and machines known as capstans. And from these machines came one of the most famous knots in maritime history. Today, we're not just talking about a knot. We're talking about a technology that helped humanity move the impossible for centuries. We'll explore the history of the capstan, how it helped sailors survive at sea, how it was used to raise gigantic monuments, and how this history gave birth to the capstan knot. A capstan is a vertical winch. It was used to pull ropes, raise anchors, and move extremely heavy loads. The word capstan likely entered Europe around the 12th century. Most historians believe it spread through Spain and Portugal. By the 14th and 15th centuries, Portuguese and Spanish sailors were already using capstans on their caravels. This was the age of great exploration. And without capstans, it may never have happened. Today, most people rarely think about how important ropes once were. But for sailors of the 17th century, ropes were the nervous system of a ship. Everything depended on them: the sails, the anchors, the masts, the rigging, and if a rope snapped during a storm, the results could be catastrophic. But perhaps the strangest part of this story is that one of the world's most famous knots only received its modern name in 1984. Even though the capstan itself had existed for centuries, the term Capstan Loop was popularized by Soviet knot researcher Lev Skryagin. In 1984, he published the book Sea Knots, and that is where the name began to spread widely. Before that, the knot existed but was rarely treated as a separate classical maritime knot. But the story becomes even more fascinating when capstans moved beyond ships. In 1818, French architect Auguste de Montferrand began construction of St. Isaac's Cathedral. He faced what seemed almost impossible: raising monolithic stone columns weighing more than 100 tons without modern machinery. To accomplish this, workers used a massive system of capstans, 16 mechanisms, with roughly 8 men operating each one. And in 1828, one of the cathedral's 114-ton columns was raised into position in just 45 minutes. Even today, that sounds unbelievable. But the greatest symbol of the capstan's power was the Alexander column, 1832. The architect was once again Auguste de Montferrand. The column weighed approximately 757 tons. To raise it, engineers used 60 capstans. Thousands of workers pulled ropes in perfect synchronization. And a single mistake could have killed dozens of people. In moments like these, knots became a matter of life and death. When ropes had to withstand enormous pressure, people searched for knots that could be tied quickly, adjusted easily, and would not slip backward under tension. And that is why capstan knots and loops became so important. At first glance, the knot looks surprisingly simple, but simplicity is exactly what made it legendary. The first strap, the second, locking the rope into place. And now the knot prevents the rope from sliding backward, but there was one serious problem. If the tension became unstable, or the rope kept moving, the knot could begin to slip. That is why experienced sailors often added extra security knots. Today, capstans are electric, ships are larger than ever before, but the principle remains exactly the same: rope, friction, and human ingenuity. Sometimes the simplest inventions survive for centuries. The capstan is one of them, and this is only one knot among hundreds that helped shape the history of navigation. In the next video, we'll explore a knot that sailors once considered one of the most dangerous ever created.